Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm here to give you guys 6 ways that I save money during the holidays. Now, if you're like me and you live away from your family, the first things you usually try to do during the holidays that I would recommend is to book flights and travel type things way ahead of time. For me personally, in December is my annual family trip, so we usually know where we're going way ahead of time, and I personally start looking for flights and hotels and cars or whatever else needs be around October. The reason for this is that's usually when I find the best sales. I live in Houston, my family currently lives in New Orleans. I can find a round trip ticket from Houston to New Orleans for under $100, and I think the last time was like $120 was a round trip. And that's awesome considering how expensive flights and stuff are nowadays. So I personally use the Hopper app. You can set the Hopper app as early as you want to, and it gives you little clues about, hey, you should probably wait before you book this ticket. You should probably not wait. Using apps, checking sites on specific days, like buying flights on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is better than trying to buy flights on Monday and Fridays. And it's all types of different things that over the years I've learned to figure out that it's just better that way. And I usually book my flight to go home in December around starting October. This brings me to my next tip, which is super important, and it is a budget. I have a budget specifically for the holiday season. And the reason is I have 6 people in my family. That doesn't even include if I decide to buy presents for other people. That does not include me. Like, it's pretty much a budget a budget set aside from my already established budget to tell me how much money I need to go ahead and start saving. So I have general ideas of what I want to get my family or whoever else I'm buying gifts for, and that generally sets my idea for where I want to go with my budget. If it's too much, I change it. If it's too little, I change it based on what my other budget already is, because I have a certain amount of spending money per month that I don't really want to go too far over. Tip number 3 is buy gifts early. There's no reason that you have to wait until a week before Christmas to buy gifts. It's ridiculous. You got to deal with traffic and people and all that stuff. Me personally, I actually start doing all of this stuff around October. It just seems to be, the best. Like, if it's not something that genuinely goes on sale during Black Friday or Cyber Monday, then I don't feel the need to wait until those times. Now, I will say that certain things like jewelry and all that stuff, I always wait until Black Friday, and then I go to the department stores because they always have amazing deals on jewelry and stuff in like JCPenney's or Macy's or Dillard's. So like, you really have to kind of know what you're getting so that you can plan ahead. If you plan ahead, you're less likely to spend tons of money on stuff that you weren't originally planning to get in the first place. Step 4 is also involving with shopping. So if you decide that you're going to do most of your shopping online and you're not actually going to be in the location that you are now for the holidays, ship it to the location. I ship most of my gifts and stuff, I ship it to wherever we're going. So, for example, this year is my parents' house. I'm shipping my gifts to my parents' house, and I'm just gonna wrap them when I get there, because there's no reason for me to take up baggage space in my luggage to pack these gifts, and then I have to worry about the gifts getting all messed up in my suitcase, and God knows what else they do, because you guys know during holiday travel it is horrendous doing airport stuff. So again, save money on shipping. If it's free shipping, ship it to the house. If you know you're going somewhere where somebody else is already there, ship it to them. There's no reason that you got to carry all this extra stuff, and that makes it cheaper for you in the long run. My tip number 5 is that during holiday travel, you have a tendency to just expect things. When I book my flight, I book parking, and I don't do the parking that is a part of the airport because it's expensive. So I do the parking outside of the airport where they have shuttles that go to and from. The only thing with that is during the holiday season, those particular parking areas book up quickly. So if you don't have a reservation, you're least likely to get in there, and then you end up having to park at the airport, and that money is absolutely ridiculous. It's like $5 for an hour type deal. So save yourself some money. I park at a place that it's gonna cost me $6 a day to park my car there, and I already reserved the spot, have my reservation number. I've already like attached it in my bullet journal to my travel accommodations, because that is a part of my travel. So if you are looking at traveling, well, this is a travel tip in general, but especially during the holiday season, when you book your flight, book everything else that is attached to your flight. So if you have rental car, hotel, whatever, book it all together. That way you will not be scrambling at the end or right close to your trip trying to figure out how you're gonna get by. Because I guarantee you, prices are gonna be ridiculous if you wait until November and December, and you may or may not get what you're looking for in the first place and be stuck. My last and final tip is another travel tip, and I say snacks and water bottle. I cannot really stress the fact that water at the airport is like $4 or $5, and that's if you don't get the small one. If you get the big one, you're paying more than that, and that's just water. We haven't even taken into account that it's gonna cost you at least $20 to eat, and that's if it's just you. So instead of buying all of this extra food and stuff at the airport, depending on what time of day you leave, like I'm personally flying a red-eye flight. So, excuse me, I'm gonna eat dinner before I even get to the airport, because you gotta get to the airport like 2.5, 3 hours early, depending on the time of day that you're leaving. So I pack grapes, I pack cashews, I always have at least one Nutri-Grain bar, I have gum, I have sometimes candy, depends on the day, and then I bring a water bottle that is completely cleaned out until I get through TSA, and then they usually have the filtered water at the water fountains, and that's where I fill my water up. Now, I do sometimes treat myself out to dinner, but that is budgeted in my travel budget. So again, budgeting is probably the most important tip of all, but these are my 6 tips that I personally use every year for the holiday season, for traveling and gifts, and I hope that helped you guys out in some shape, form, or fashion. Leave a comment down below with some of your own tips and things that you've learned, and don't forget to subscribe. So until the next time, guys, bye.